2010 Express, we will create a new project, and this time we will choose a Windows Forms application. And notice we're using Visual C++, and we're just going to call this VTC WinForms EX, for example, and we will say OK here. And then when it pops up, notice it takes us straight to what we're accustomed to seeing in a Windows Visual Studio environment, which is our form pop-up. Now, in the Express Visual C++ tool, the toolbox is over here. I've already talked about in some different videos earlier in the course that I can click on this and move it around if I would like. If I'm used to seeing it over here on the left, I can do that and then unpin it. And so anyway, I can do that or not. It's up to me. It's up to you how you do yours. But I'm just going to expand the common controls in the toolbox and double-click button, and then move out here, and it'll go away. And notice I dropped a button on the form. Now, just like any other Windows programming environment, I'll double-click on the button, and notice it opens up the event handler. Now, this is what an event handler looks like in C++. Notice it's about the same thing we've seen in other things like C# or VB.NET. Notice this is private, and then we're using the system. Whoop, don't want to move that. Let me actually undo that. Then we're going to use the system void. Notice system is the namespace, all right, and void is the type we're going to use here, meaning this doesn't return anything. And then here's our button one click, and then we're going to pass in the object, and we're going to actually pass in sender as an object. Then we're going to pass in as a system event args E, and those variables are going to go in and be used. And so to write functionality in here, we're simply going to get between the open and close blocks here of our braces. But notice to do this now, if we were writing, let's say VB.NET, we would just say button1 dot text, right, equals whatever. Well, this is a little different from that. So what we're going to do is we're going to call button1 a hyphen our greater than sign, and we're just basically piping or telling it to use this particular property and set it equal to hello. Then we'll close with our semicolon, and that's it. And so now when we execute this in debug mode, I'll tell it yes, go ahead and build it. Now you will see that I'll get my form, and I should get a button on it, and when I click the button, the event gets handled and it changes to hello. Alright, so as you can see, everything else that you've ever used in a Windows application development environment, be it C#, VB.NET, and those sorts of things, it's going to work here, but you've got a little difference on the code. And also notice in the C++ environment, all of this information that is normally kind of hidden from us in the .NET and C# world is here, and notice it's in this pragma region, and we may talk about that a little bit later on. But notice we've got the same things we've got in our VBNet and C# world. We're calling this object button location, and we're setting the point so to know where to put this on the form. We're setting the name of the button as button1. We're setting the text on the button originally as button1. So you can see what's going on here. And anyway, I don't want to go too deep here, but that's what a C++ Windows Forms application looks like. Very simple example for you, so you know how to recognize these when you see them. Also, so you know kind of how to get started when you want to do one.